You know that feeling when you wake up just moments before your alarm? It's like your body is already on autopilot. You've been doing this for what, 13 years now? Same company? You tell yourself, hey, this is security, right? Good salary, stability. But then, as you're just lying there staring at the ceiling, there's this little nagging feeling you just can't shake. Yeah, that feeling. Does this sound familiar at all? I mean, this is the big puzzle for so many of us, isn't it? You're doing everything right on paper, but financially, you feel like you're just running in place. Well, in this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain and show you why that feeling is no accident. It's actually by design. All right, so let's get right into it. This idea of being stuck, it is not a personal failure. Let me just say that again. It's the result of this really sophisticated system we call the salary trap. It's basically designed to keep you busy, to keep you earning, but never actually getting ahead. So let's crack this thing open and see how it works. So the very first piece of the puzzle here, it's all about a psychological trick. It's this carefully built illusion that makes you feel successful, even when you're just spinning your wheels. Okay, to make this real, let's talk about someone we'll call Sarah. 34 years old, makes 85 grand a year. Now, by pretty much any standard, that puts her in the top 20% of earners. She should feel rich, right? But she doesn't. And the reason why she doesn't? Well, that's the first part of the trap. So, Sarah gets her paycheck every 2 weeks. And after the government takes its slice, this is what hits her bank account. Almost 2,500 bucks. That seems pretty solid, doesn't it? A good chunk of change. But here's the thing. The trap isn't about how much money you make. It's about what happens to it the instant it lands in your account. See, the system doesn't just give Sarah that money and say, here you go, do what you want. Oh no, it's already got a plan for it. It gets fragmented, siphoned off, piece by piece. Bam, nearly half is gone to rent. Then the car payment, groceries, those subscriptions you forgot you even had. All these little things just bleed that paycheck dry before she even gets a chance to feel like she has it. And after all of those automatic deductions, all those little bites out of her paycheck are gone. This is what's left. For 2 full weeks, 48 bucks. I mean, think about that. You go from over $2,400 down to less than 50. The difference is just staggering. And this right here is the absolute genius of the trap's first weapon. See, Sarah doesn't feel poor. She's got a nice place, a car that works, she can go out to eat. She feels comfortable. And that comfort is the key. It's just enough to stop her from asking the one question that could change everything. Wait a minute. If I'm making all this money, why am I not building any actual wealth? Okay, so if that whole illusion of prosperity thing is what gets you in the door of the trap, this next part is what locks it behind you. This is what keeps people stuck, sometimes for their entire careers. Let's talk about what happens when you finally get that big promotion you've been working so hard for. Yeah, there's a name for this. Lifestyle inflation. It's this bizarre, almost magical tendency for your spending to expand to meet whatever your new, bigger income is. And let me tell you, this is no accident. This is the system's second major lock on the trap. Just think about how this plays out in real life. You land that first good job, making 60 grand, and you think, awesome, I can finally afford a nicer apartment. So you get it. Then you get a raise up to 90,000. You know what? I deserve a better car. And you get that too. Then a big promotion hits. Time for that vacation we've always dreamed of. Every single step feels like you're winning, like you're getting more freedom. But that's the paradox, isn't it? Every single one of those moves that feels like freedom,
It's actually just tightening the noose. I have a buddy, David, who got this massive $20,000 raise. He was over the moon, but literally within a couple of weeks, his landlord raised the rent, his car needed a huge repair, and suddenly his financial stress level was exactly where it was before the raise. He wasn't building wealth, he was just building a more expensive cage for himself.
So this is the whole paradox of the salary trap in a nutshell. We're all taught that the goal is to earn more money. That's what you're supposed to do. But for most people, the actual result is just building more obligations. You're not getting freer. You're actually getting more and more dependent on that next paycheck just to keep the whole thing from collapsing. So what happens when you put these two things together? You take that illusion of feeling kind of prosperous and you combine it with the golden handcuffs of lifestyle inflation. Well, what you get is the cold, hard reality of what job security really means for millions of people. So I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to be really honest with yourself. If tomorrow you just walked out of your job, no more income, how long could you actually survive? How long could you keep your current lifestyle going? A month? Maybe 3? 6? Look, if that question made you feel a little queasy, you are definitely not alone. The reality is, over 60% of professionals couldn't keep their lifestyle going for more than a single month without that paycheck. Think about that. You are one bad month, one unexpected emergency away from a total financial crisis. Just let that sink in for a second. That's not security. That's not stability. That's a very comfortable prison. Sure, the bars are made of car payments and mortgage payments, but they're still bars. But here's the good news. The moment you see the bars, you can start planning your escape. Just recognizing the trap exists is the most important first step. So enough about the problem. Let's talk about the solution. Here's your escape plan. Okay, the escape starts right here with a massive shift in how you think. You have to stop asking the question the system wants you to ask, which is, how can I make more money? Instead, you need to start asking your question. Why does all my money disappear? The answer to that second question, that's where your freedom is. So here it is, the 4 core principles to break out. Number 1, stop confusing income with wealth. A big salary is just temporary cash flow. Real wealth is what you keep. 2, you have to aggressively attack the gap between what you earn and what you spend. Widen that gap. 3, every single dollar you save in that gap gets redirected into assets, things that make money for you, not liabilities. And finally, number 4, you use those assets to build the one thing that matters most, optionality. So what is optionality? It's the real prize. It's having 3 to 6 months of expenses just sitting in the bank so you're not stressed. It's the power to walk into your boss's office and negotiate from a position of strength. It's the freedom to take a risk, maybe start your own thing. It's the power to just walk away from any situation that isn't right for you anymore. That is real freedom. And this is really the whole point, the biggest takeaway. The system is always screaming at you to earn more, earn more. But the real goal, the path to freedom, is to become independent from the need for a paycheck in the first place. When you don't need their money, that's when you're truly in control. You know, the people who actually escape this trap, they're not geniuses and they didn't win the lottery. They just saw the system for what it was, and they made a choice. They decided that feeling comfortable wasn't the same thing as being free. So if this breakdown really hit home for you, and you want to learn the actual step-by-step mechanics of how to build wealth, not just earn an income, then make sure you subscribe. We're always breaking down the systems designed to hold you back and showing you exactly how to beat them. Thanks so much for watching.